Hi there, it's Kevin Ward, and I'm looking at my calendar and my schedule, and I just got two emails this week from coaching members of my 100-day List Master Challenge who have conflicts with their coaching calls, and they're like, and both of them is like bad planning on my part. That's their story. So I want to talk about the importance of your word and the importance of using a calendar to help you keep your word. One of the things that I do with my 100-day List Master Challenge members is one of the lessons that we really hammer in deeply. We really drive this home is the importance of your word, of when you tell somebody you're going to do something, that you keep your word, you keep your commitments, you keep your promises. And one of the ways that's demonstrated, or one of the ways that shows up in your business, is when you set appointments, when you make commitments to call somebody to a certain time or to be somewhere at a certain time, when you make set a listing appointment or whatever, that you've given them your word that I will see you tomorrow at 2:15. And when you show up at 2:17, all that tells them is you can't keep your word. And that is the most important message that is communicated to them. On the same hand, whenever you tell somebody, you set an appointment for tomorrow at 2:15, and then you call them later and said, I am so sorry, I forgot that I already had an appointment at that time or a previous commitment or whatever, then the same thing happens. You gave them your word, and then you didn't keep it, and you said, oh, I wasn't paying attention or whatever. Now, the way I look at it is that's the work of an amateur. An amateur doesn't pay attention to their schedule. An amateur doesn't pay attention to what's going on well enough, so that they run into these things where they've got conflicts, or they already said they were going to do this, and then they said they'd do this, but they didn't track it. They didn't pay attention to what they had already committed, which simply meant your word was not important enough to you to record it. Now, one of the beauties of our world today is that we have great calendars online. I use the Google Calendar because I use Gmail. It just has everything centered. It syncs to my iPhone, my computer, and my iPad. It's all in one place at one time. So if you want to elevate your game and be a pro, one of the keys is to keep your word. One of the simplest ways to keep your word better is to never set an appointment without putting it immediately into your calendar, into your schedule. And when you put it in there, now you're not ever going to stack anything on top of it, because the number two thing is never set an appointment without first checking your calendar and making sure it was not conflict with another commitment. It makes no sense when we would tell somebody, okay, I'll do this for you and I'll have it ready by tomorrow, or I'll see you tomorrow at 2:15, and then we don't put that immediately into our calendar, into some system that will help us remember this. I teach in my Real Estate Vortex, the power of the vortex is that everything is operated on systems. And one of the most critical systems in your business is your time control system, known as your calendar, known as your schedule. And it's simply a matter of little decisions of discipline, that when I set an appointment, I'm going to put it in my calendar. Before I set an appointment, I'm going to check my calendar. And if you'll do those two shifts, those two little things, it'll make your life less stressful, because you're going to always be on top of your game and know what's going on. Two, it'll teach you the habit of planning better. And most importantly is it will help you keep your word better to other people, which will cause people to trust you better, like you better, be more likely to work with you and stay with you, because they know when you say something, your word is good. None of us are perfect, but having systems makes you a lot closer. If you like this, click like and share with anybody. Make any comments or questions you have. We'll talk soon.